Welcome everyone, this is Jamesrise, gonna bring you, special ladies and gentlemen, a new video today. And today we are going to talk about why I know and believe wholeheartedly how heavy squats could be wrecking your gains. If you can't if you're doing heavy squats with perfect form, your ass is to the grass, and your knees are out, if they're not buckling as you come up, you're doing it right. But if you're doing quarter reps or just going to parallel and can't barely maintain that weight, can't hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds and then coming back up with perfect form, there's an issue. Your foundation is weak. And if you keep loading weights on there, thinking you're going to get stronger, you are mistaken. You have to take a couple steps, major steps backward, and start using lighter weight. And really going back to basics and perfecting the form of a squat and holding it and coming back up and not worry so much about how much weight is on the bar, but doing the movement correctly, having perfect form all the way from the top all the way to the bottom and coming back up, holding the weight, dropping your butt down and coming back up, having that perfect form with lighter weight. I guarantee you it's going to be more beneficial for you now and in the long run. And then once you perfect that weight where it seems like you can control it and you're confident and your form is perfect, then you can start gradually adding weight. And then perfect that, then add more weight. Then perfect that, then add more weight. It's all about perfecting the movement. If you're using heavy ass weight and you don't have great form, you're hurting yourself. You're probably tearing up your knees, hurting your ankles, hurting your hips, your lower back. It's not going to be a good sight. Just because your ego wants to show off and you can see, roar, look how much weight I could quarter rep. Because that's the instance for a lot of people. When I used to go to a gym back in the day, there was rarely any people I saw that went ass to grass. They were lifting a lot of weight, but they weren't going through the motions. Because the ego just takes over and say, I just want to lift heavy. But then you're not doing the right form. So there's an issue there. I want to tell you what I usually go by and why I've dropped. I used to live I was happy with myself because I was finally lifting 225 and over that. I'd reach that 245 plate each side. That's a big accomplishment for me because my legs has always been a weak suit. But I look back, I'm like, man, my depth wasn't good. I couldn't really control the weight at the bottom. So a few weeks ago, I decided I'm going to cut the weight. I'm going to perfect what I preach. I'm going to perfect what I've been preaching to my clients, what I'm preaching to myself. I'm going to go back to basics and really focus on getting my depth, getting really low to the ground, because my hips are pretty flexible, so I can get down low. The only issue I have is that I have really tight ankles. So what I do with that is I usually wear shoes. So when I squat, I usually don't wear shoes, but my shoes have a slight incline in them in the heel, so it really helps me when I get low in my squat. I just have to keep stretching my calves, keep stretching my ankles to really perfect that so I can go forward with that. But that's a work in progress. That's not going to happen overnight. But what I said is, doing squat, like I said, I cut about 30 to 40, probably 50 pounds off my squat just to really perfect it and to really get low in my squat and really take my time and work on my foundation. Because I'm doing my squat now and I'm holding it at the bottom. I'm really, for about 2 to 3 seconds. What I tell my clients is, I want you to drop your ass down to the ground and contemplate life for about 2-3 seconds and then work your way back up. And to do that with perfect form down to top. And what I don't want to see with any of my clients is if they're thinking their ego is taking over and they can't even hold it. They can't even hold their weight at, parallel. It's like they're shaking, or they think they're going to fall back, or the weight's going to drop, or the weight's going to fall back or forward. Whatever. Then you should lessen your weight. You really want to hold it, contemplate life, with perfect form, your knees are out, and just hold it, and then come back up. But if you hold it there, and you're struggling, and your knees are shaking, and when you push back up, your knees start buckling in because your adductors are too weak and you really can't hold that weight and push it right up correctly, then drop the weight. If you're like here and can't really come up with the weight in perfect form, drop the weight. Use less weight. It's not, the only thing that's hurting is your ego. Your legs are going to be thanking you. Your joints are going to be thanking you. Your hips, your lower back, your knees, your ankles are going to be thanking you. And your quads, your hamstrings, your ass are going to be thanking you because you're really engaging those muscles fully. Then usually half-assing the reps and doing, if you're doing quarter reps, then what are you doing? At least go to parallel. Or if you can, drop your ass all the way to the ground, below parallel, and push off of there with perfect form. But you might need to drop a lot of weight off your usual squat to do that. But I guarantee it's going to work out. You know, I've been doing it for the past 2-3 weeks. Been seeing some major gains in that area. And it feels better to really being able to control the weight instead of not knowing if I'm going to able to lift this weight. It's all about perfecting the weight and move forward. Add a little bit more weight, perfect that. Add a little bit more weight, perfect it. And then you can steadily build your foundation to grow stronger and stronger instead of overloading the bar and your foundation is so weak and crumbly that you could hurt yourself at any instance if you push or pull wrong. So make your foundation solid. Leave your ego at the door and use the right weight where you could really sit down low, hold it, and breathe out and push back up. Don't hurt yourself. Don't destroy your gains. I'm trying to build my legs up. That's one of my weakest suits, and I'm seeing progress in that area. I'm only like 175, so I don't expect me to have like monster legs, but you know, if I can get 180 and have really toned legs, I'll be happy with that. That's one of my goals. But I just want to say that to you guys because I've seen so many people trying to do heavy squats. I'm like, why? Really perfect the form. If you can't control it, why are you lifting it? If you feel like you're going to hurt yourself or the weight of the world is crushing down on you while you're lifting it, readjust, perfect, and move forward. Perfect and move forward. Perfect and move forward. So your foundation is always solid. So you can go back week after week and crush the weight over and over and over and progress every couple weeks. Maybe you can progress week by week, but little at a time. I'm not telling you you could progress and slap 45s on each side. Maybe it's like 10 on each side, maybe it's 5 on each side, and you could progress from there, so on and so forth. Just do it correctly. I guarantee that you'll feel more sore in your legs than you ever felt if you do it correctly. And then you'll feel it on your legs actually rather than, your lower back, your knees, your ankles, stuff like that. Stay risen, stay rising. Do it correctly, guys. I guarantee your body will love you for it. So leave your ego at the door, like I said a million times, and you'll get some major gains. Stay risen, stay rising, and squat low, and stay smiling and stay risen. Until next time.